left religion, Christianity, and fundamentalist denominations, I was shocked to learn that I have been taught by the churches I had been in to mistrust secular reality. Now, biblical reality is different than secular reality. Being an atheist is very different to being a Christian. And I see so much unhappiness and just general corruption that comes from understanding how the world works and how little religion does to help people. And I'm just done with all those kind of issues. I'm just done with trying to rectify the differences between Christianity and being secular. I live in a different reality now. I realize that the nicest people I've ever met, like consistently nice, are atheists. I know that Christian nationalism is a blot on the beauty of our country. Not because they're religious, not because they're Christian. They want to deny the basic rights of human beings. They want to create a handmaid's tale. They don't respect individual religious freedom. As long as your freedom is not freedom of religion, but freedom to do their form of religion, they're okay with it. But the second you don't want to be religious, or God forbid, you become a Muslim or a Buddhist, now they don't have any tolerance. And I find it so funny. But it's so typical. As long as you believe the way I do, and see the world exactly the way I do, they're fine with everything. But the second you decide, you know what, I believe in inner peace and enlightenment more than Jesus, is a whole different ballgame. I feel compassion for people who live in a worldview that is strictly religious. It's sad that people can't see the reality of how religion controls people. But unlike being a Christian, being an atheist, I don't have to get them to see that. It's not my job to unplug people from the matrix of religion. And the really bad part about believing in religion is you believe the lie, especially in fundamentalist Christianity, that the world's going to end, that Satan is around tempting people, and that every little thing is somebody's way of luring you away from what's good and decent. That's the worldview I had. I viewed natural things as wrong. Equality, gender equality, and race equality was suspicion. And I viewed non-hetero people as a disease. I'm glad I never voted during the years from 18 to 31, so I don't have on my conscience the moral corruption of voting anti-LGBTQIA. There's no law, no expectation that everybody is going to agree with them. But it's not about agreeing. It's not about supporting, even though I wouldn't want to be friends with anyone who didn't support and defend their rights. But you don't have to believe in anything. You don't. You just shouldn't take away people's rights you don't understand, or you're not aware of why and how their kind of existence works. I don't understand a lot of things, but I would never take away people's rights, because my worldview says that everyone is created equal, and that even if I don't understand why and how they live their lives, I am not going to take away their basic right to assemble, have marriage equality, and survive and exist. Of course, now it's not the I don't understand, I don't support. I mean, I'm suspicious of people who don't. And everyone can have whatever opinion they want. But if you don't see queer people as some of the best additions in our society, I'm already wary of you. Because if you don't see 25% of the people on this planet living their life as a normal, healthy, natural thing to be doing, I already don't want to be near you. I really don't. You may be a nice person, but if you can't understand the basics of biology and are so ignorant of the realities of people existing in their bodies, that's not an atmosphere I want to be around. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to like it, even though those not doing those things would probably make you a bad person. I'm not going to blame people for their ignorance. Yeah, they can educate themselves, but I came from an environment whose worldview was so out of this world, you wouldn't believe it if you haven't experienced it. When you believe that the world was created through creationism, that God sees everything, well, he must not see everything, because a lot of the things the pastors and Christians are doing right now, he either doesn't care or he doesn't exist. To believe that the world is going to end every day, that believing harmful beliefs and ideologies about pro-life and not seeing women as equal, this is the worldview I grew up in, who viewed white people with a divine right to rule, and that anyone who wasn't Christian was a danger to everybody else. It's not surprising. And even if you view Christians as on the right track, if you're not the right kind of Christian in 40,000 denominations, you are a danger to other people. Now, my point of view, my reality, is how little religion actually does good. I'm not saying it never does good. I'm saying that what little good it does will never excuse, erase, or fix the awful things religion has done, from wars to CSA, SA, misconduct, keeping progress back, causing January 6th, the moral ambiguity of religious groups, hate groups. Nothing good religion can do now or in the future can ever make what they've done wrong less bad. And my point of view is based in reality. I don't expect the world to end. I don't want it to end. People in 2025 have gone through enough just awful things. They don't need an apocalypse on top of it. And I want to live in a reality and a worldview that treats everyone equally. That regardless of who you love, where you live, and which church you go to on Sunday, or the lack thereof, everyone has the same opportunities, the same blessings. But as long as religion weaves its web of inconsistency and just awful racism and homophobia, we're in trouble. You can take away women's rights, but that doesn't mean 50 years down the line another court case is going to come along and uphold women's autonomy. So I want to live in that world. The world where everyone, women, man, or anything in between, has control over how they use their body. That's the worldview I want.